So what is precarious work and how prevalent is that today?
Precarious work is a scourge that is growing in many advanced economies. In Australia, where I'm from, it's particularly prevalent, where now almost or over 50% of all the workforce has some experience of precarity. Precarious work does not have any one particular form. It's often a combination of factors. It could be a combination of vehicles. It could be casual, insecure in your hours. It could be temporary, migrant status, independent contracting when you should be in an employee relationship. And it could be forms of self-employment, marginal self-employment. And the point is a combination of all these new forms of precarious work come together to create a whole new and a different experience of work from the post-war period of where we had stronger institutions that supported full-time, yearly round, available, secure work with access to entitlements and benefits. The reasons why precarious work have expanded for a number of factors. For starters, we can say that there's been a really coordinated push by employers to decrease the costs of their wage bills. And secure work comes at a greater cost to employers because they have to pay for social reproduction of that work and make sure that they're looked after when they're unwell, they're not at work, that they have holidays, all the things that unions had fought for in the post-war period to make sure work was a more meaningful and well-remunerated experience. So there's been a push by employers, a very coordinated push to decrease the cost of wages, and that's why insecure work has expanded. And alongside that, our regulatory levers and the systems we need to stamp out these new forms and these new strategies from employers have failed to keep up with them. So I like to think of it as that game you play where the little hippopotamuses, like they pop up and you've got to stamp them down. And our regulatory levers, including unions, have been unable to stop the tide of precarious work. The rise of precarious work has huge consequences for economies like Australia, UK, New Zealand, similar economies, in that hungry workers who are failing to find enough work are always going to are more likely to accept lower wages and more likely to accept insecure work conditions in order to achieve the incomes and access the incomes they need. So it has huge consequences for wages growth across an economy and with all flow-on effects to the ability of those wages to translate into sales, consumption. Growing debt is a huge problem, household debt. And then, of course, what insecurity does to the lives and the minds of people who have to experience this work. And research has shown for a long time that precarious employment and precarious work does an absolute number on people's heads. It makes it very difficult for people and communities to get by. And really, there's a key role to play for regulations.